Well, hey guys, welcome back to the stream, welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to another video series. As you guys can see here, and what I have sitting on my desk, we're going with something, well, a little bit different and also a lot bit different at the same time. Something that you guys who watch me, you know I don't normally build these kinds of things, although you might look at this and say, well, it looks like an aircraft. So yeah, it does look something similar to what I would normally build, doesn't it? But this is a Bandai kit, the VF-1S Valkerie. VF standing for Variable Fighter, which is why you see in this picture here that although it looks like some kind of a modern version of an F-14, it also looks like a robot because it transforms like a transformer. But this thing is actually from a series from way back in the 80s called Robotech. If you're from North America or if you're from Japan, you might know it as Macross or Macross 2. Neat looking plane. Yes, it is. Thanks, Yuala. So, yeah, Robotech or Macross 2, that's what they come by. Now in the actual 1984-85 Transformers series, if you ever watched that animation, you also notice there was a Transformer that looked exactly like this guy. He was known as Jetfire, who of course had the name Skyfire in the show. But basically Hasbro kind of copied that this design exactly from I forget who the company was. I don't think it was Bandai at the time. I think it was a different company in Japan that owned the rights to this thing. But anyway, that's a bit of history. We're going to be looking at this kit, this guy right here. Now this is a 1/72nd scale, which means compared to all my other airplanes, this thing is going to be tiny. So I have opened the box and I've opened up all the little bags for the sprues. Now, of course, if you're not familiar with Bandai kits, I kind of like to describe them as Tamiya +1 as far as fit and finish. If you are used to building a Tamiya kit, you know that Tamiya kits go together, you know, like a good 95% plus. They go together very well. The fit is very good. Their engineering is very good. And they go together very nicely. And you don't really have to worry about too much as far as panels not lining up properly and stuff like that. Sorry, I got something in my eye now. But that's Tamiya, and so you get like a good 90%. You know that that thing's going to go together and it's going to look pretty good. It's going to fit pretty good. With Bandai, every Bandai kit I've ever built, 100% they fit together flawlessly. And so yeah, I'm expecting that with this, although because this kit actually does transform from plane to robot, this is a new thing for me. I've never experienced that before. And of course, this being a Bandai kit, the instructions are all in Japanese, which I do not know how to speak or read, and I never will, because I'm not going to bother trying to learn Japanese. But it's a Bandai kit, so instructions, pictures are going to be pretty straightforward, and yeah, so we have our sprues here. There's not a lot. It's not like a Gundam kit where you've got like 7 to 10 different sprues, but it is Bandai, so you have on one sprue, you've got multiple colors, injection molded or however they do it, multiple colors, so you don't have to paint the kit. Now here's a good example. Here's the wings. These tiny little wings. Compare that to a 1/48 scale F-14 wing, and that's basically what this is. I think, if I didn't know better, I would guess that they modeled this plane after an F-14, because there are some very big similarities to it. got a couple of hands here, just like you would see on a Gundam kit. There's the head for the robot. Yeah, so we've got a dark gray sprue here with some stuff like his weapons and the exhaust nozzles, things like that. There were a couple of other sprues that were more of a darker gray / metallic color, and I went ahead and I jumped the gun and I went and spray painted them with a dark gun with gunmetal, because I wanted the metallic look on them. And that's these ones here. So as you can see, they're going to gleam in the light here a little bit because they've got that metallic finish to them. And so I just painted all of these gunmetal because I knew these are basically like inner working robotic pieces that in airplane mode you're not going to really see them, but in robot mode you will. So I just wanted to go ahead and get these ones done get it done before I even start putting it together, because I don't think I want to assemble it and then take it apart. I don't think I'm going to really need to do a lot of painting on it, other than weathering, of course. We need to do weathering. That's a given. So anyway, there's the sprues. We have some decal sheets. Bandai was nice enough to give us stickers as well as water slide decals for this kit, and so you can choose which ones you want to do either way. So obviously I'm going to be using water slides because I don't need stickers, but it's cool to have these extra stickers as something I could put on somewhere else if I felt like it. That's a nice option to have. Let's put these back in here for now. And a couple of other things that came in the kit. We've got a couple of little bags of these little metal pins and rods. Yeah. So there's those, and one tiny little sticker sheet that you would typically see in a Gundam kit with the little metallic shiny stickers. So let's get into this thing. Change my glasses out here, as I've got about an hour to start getting this thing put together. I'm going to need my God hand nippers because it's Bandai. I'm going to be cleaning up my nubs a lot, so I want those. And I want my trusty old razor file. Want that guy. Yes, I love this thing for these kinds of kits. So, looking at the instructions, it looks like the first thing we're going to assemble is the nose cone on the aircraft. And so we're going to start with that. So, we want to find our H tree and our B tree, and we'll get to those, and I will switch the camera so you can see what I'm doing, and we'll get to building this thing. So let's change that up and we'll see you in a bit. Hello. Okay, so we need H and we need B. Having just opened this recently, I'm not familiar with the sprues yet. So here's our B tree. We need B6. There's 8, 10, 7. Jump from 7 to 28. 5, 6 right here. Okay, there's 6, and we need H 9, 10, and 11. What do you know? H happens to be one of my gunmetal ones. Alright, so now of course, having painted these, cleaning them up with the razor file is not really going to be an option, but in a lot of these cases with these parts, a lot of this stuff is not noticeable, or even you can't even see it once it's assembled. so I'm not too worried about that. And if at the end of the day I do need to clean up or paint it or whatever, then so be it, and then I need to paint it. That's just the way it goes, right? But I got a feeling that a lot of this stuff I'm not going to have to. Okay, so we're going to take H9 and H10 and put them together. So this is going to go like that, and that will go that, and these are going to go just like that and almost fall out of my hand. Let's just clean that up a little bit better. There we go. Okay, and now we're going to clean this up. So I do have nubs. Being a white piece, that's nice. A lot of this kit is white, so I'm not going to have to clean up with the razor file a lot because the white's not going to show the stress on the plastic like it would if it was, you know, gunmetal color. So this is going to go like that with this piece. I'm going to clean these sides up. Go. Let's put that in the garbage. And so this like that. I want that facing down. Looks like this has to go this direction and sit like that. Oh, hi, Mega Boy. Nice to see you. So then this is going to go in. Looks like that, right in behind it. Okay, now we need B2, and then we're going to need B1 and B5, so I might as well just get those right away. 1, 2, and 5. Okay. All right. I will say that the plastic in this kit does feel maybe a little bit more, not quite as soft as the plastic in a Gundam kit. Gundam plastic does seem to feel a little bit soft, which is probably why it has that leeway and gives you that ability to take it apart a couple of times if you need to without it breaking, usually. My last kit actually being the exception to that rule. So this is actually shaped a certain way that they're pointing out here in the instructions. It's kind of angled like this, and so they want that facing this direction as it goes in here, like that. And then we're going to take this piece and it's going to go right in there. Oh, this looks like it might be the landing gear. So you can't put it vertical like that. It has to be like that, and then suddenly it's fitting. Okay. All right. And then we take this piece and close it up. Okay. This grasping the nose of the plane. I'm tempted to actually put some glue in there. The Bandai kits you don't normally have to glue together, but because of the fact I'm not wanting to totally paint this thing, I'm tempted to run a bead of glue through there just to make sure to get rid of that seam line. You can see that seam line there, and if this were an airplane, which it is, but given the fact that it's an airplane, it really, I wonder if that's supposed to close. It doesn't show, it does show it here, you're closing it up, but it doesn't want, oh yeah, there we go. Okay. There. Now it closes, it opens. So if this, as I was saying, if this were a real airplane, there would not be a seam line there, right? It'd be hidden. So, I don't know. I'll leave it for now. That's that. Moving on. We need J and F and H. J, F, and H. Well, there's our H. So what are these ones? That is I. G. Okay. J and F. F1. So we got F1. So they just call it F, but this is actually F1. And apparently this is made out of ABS. But where's my J tree? Did I miss J? I did not miss. Here's J. Here's J. Okay. So we need J3 times 2. Oh, these are our landing gear wheels. And these ones really should be painted. So I'm thinking I should paint these up. So I'm going to do this and get rid of some of the sprue that's in the way, so I can paint these. And while I'm at it, I'm going to paint the rear or main landing gear wheels as well. Since I'm going to be getting the paint out right now, and I was not prepared for that, but that's okay. We'll do a quick little paint job on here. Just going to clean up my nubs a little bit on these wheels before I paint them. Apparently I cleaned up the nubs better on this other wheel. Okay, there we go. So let's get some paint. Let's grab my garbage here, get rid of that. I'll just use watercolors for now. Good enough. And grab a nice little brush. So once this is all done, I'm only going to have one little spot on each wheel that I kind of have to touch up when I remove them from the sprue. But that's okay, one tiny little spot is a lot easier to touch up than an entire wheel, right? So I don't mind that. That's all right. Realistically, I think in real life the hubs on these wheels probably would have been white. Probably. But given the fact that this is not even a real plane to begin with, I need paper towel here. This isn't even a real plane, so who knows? But like I said, chances are if you were saying, hey, this thing is from the future, this is the future of the US Air Force, probably the hubs on these wheels, the rims would be white, is my guess. Because that is so common in modern aircraft nowadays. I don't see why they would change that randomly. There we go. Okay, our tires are painted. So should I paint the rims? Should I paint the rims? I probably should. So let me get, I'm going to cheat here. Rather than getting up and grabbing water, I'm going to do this. I'll get a little bit of water from my bottle to clean my brush here. So that my black doesn't bleed into the white. That's clean enough. And I have some Insignia white here. Let's just shake that up. Get her all nice. Hello, sorry for bothering you. I want to offer promotion of your channel. Well, thank you for wanting to promote my channel, but I will politely decline your offer. Okay, let's make our hubs white. I don't have the steadiest hand on painting these. I usually get like 3 out of 4 done perfectly, and then a screw up on the 4th one. That's kind of my habit. Historically, that's the way I am. I might have to touch, like I think I'm gonna have to touch up that black on that one, but whatever. Load some of the paint on my bristles here on the other rims. You see, I screwed this one up royally. So let that dry for a second or 3, and I'll come back with the black and touch those up. Okay, let's grab the black again. Give it a little touch up. Yeah, I really went out of the lines on that one. Touch that up there.
Thanks for watching.
There we go.
A like would be appreciated. Subscribe. Cover speech.
There we go. And these two that are really almost like I went out of my way on purpose. Okay, good enough. Done. Done, done, done. And I'll leave that over there. Okay, so we need those two, but I'm gonna let this dry for a minute before I take them off of the sprue. And let's look for our J parts. J3. Oh, these are J. What am I talking about? F. F number 1. That's our actual landing gear. And I just want to make sure I don't accidentally cut something off I'm not supposed to. Okay, F1. We also need F6. There's 5, 6. There's F6. Okay. So let's clean this up. Landing gear, of course, being what it is, we want to have these look nice and weathered. I'm used to having to glue these parts on. So if we take this in this configuration, this guy is supposed to connect right there. Guess he should snap into place. Yep, there we go. And we want it facing straight down. like that. Now I'm going to put some weathering on there. I'm going to get some, I don't want to go crazy. Yes, I do want to go crazy. I'm going to go with the black. Black panel liner. Here we go. Okay. I'm going to take a Q-tip and get rid of some of the excess. At the same time, cleaning it up a little bit. But leaving it a nice good contrast on there. To leave a lot on there. To make it seem like it's seen some stuff. I don't know. Something about a transformable aircraft to me just kind of sounds like it should have a lot of grease to it. Okay, so there's the landing gear. Our wheels should be done. J3, that's these smaller ones. So let's just make sure clean. And yes, as predicted, I got a tiny little spot that I need to paint, but that's all right. Having one little spot to have to paint is not bad. And then we're going to take these. They seem to have a lot of detail on the rim on one side and not any on the other, so that's going to be my inside. As I put that on, I'll do the same with this one. There we go. Now I oriented them so that our little nub spots that I have to paint are at the bottom. And now we're going to put this back to 90 degrees like the instructions say. And there we go, we have this. Now we need H13. H13. H13, and we're eventually going to need H12, so might as well get that off of there too. And that is these two. This is 13, this is the one we're going to want right now. This is 12, we'll just put that there. Clean up our little edges where it was connected. See, Bandai is smart. They connect it on the sprues in spots that you're not going to see. Okay, so we take this and we're going to put this like this in that spot there, like so. Okay. Now we're going to hold off a sec because we're going to build up our cone. We need B3 and A32. There's our A tree. We need 32, which is this black cone looking thing. There we go. And we need B3, which looks like our little nose cone. There we go. Okay, now this guy I'm going to want to use my razor file on because I want to make sure the nubs are gone and there's no stress marks. So let's make sure those are nice and smooth. The goal is to not have to paint this all, right? So you want to make sure your nubs are nice and smooth and not showing, at least as best as you can. The white parts, however, we don't have to worry about that as much. Although on this nose, that might be a better way to go. All right. So we're going to take this. We have little nubs on the inside marking the direction it's supposed to go, and it's supposed to go like this, just like that. Okay, and now this guy goes over the top like this. All right, and now we have to take this guy, we got to clean him up. Okay, we're going to take this, and this is going to go in like that, right there. This will make a nice little sandwich. We got a little bit of we got a rotating nose. That's kind of different. Okay, so that's that. Okay, let's move on to here. I got about 15 minutes. We can get this done. Get the cockpit done. So we got to get A31 and 17. And it looks like we got 42. I don't know what's going on with that. I think maybe it's trying to tell me I need to paint in there, or I put a decal or something. Maybe it's a decal. No. Is it one of these decals? It is. I got a decal that's got to go on the inside of the window, or I guess maybe on the outside, depending on your orientation. Let's take a look at them. Anyway, got to find A17 and 31. '17 is our clear piece. So where's 31? 31 right down here is the black surround. Oops. Okay. Alright, so there's our piece. We've got a nub here. that I need to clean off. See, Bandai was so kind, they undergated this so that you don't have an ugly nub on the edge of your windshield. See, there's nothing. Nothing at all. And then the back here, this is going to be insignificant because it's going to be tucked inside. So now we've got to deal with our bar that's going to go over the top here. Now, I don't really have an issue using the sticker if the sticker's on the inside of the glass. If the sticker's on the outside, that's different. I don't like the sticker on the outside. If it's got to go on the outside, I would prefer to use a water slide decal or to just paint it myself. One or the other. Okay. In any case, these two have to go together. I do have to clean that up just a little bit there. A little tiny bit. There. Just sits together like that. So you can see the line. If I do this, maybe get it in the right light, you can see our little band going across there. That is actually molded on the inside of the glass, not the outside. It's smooth, completely smooth here. It's on the inside that you see it. So let's take a look at our sticker sheet. Again, I don't have a problem with the sticker as long as this is black on the underside of it. Then I'll use it. Otherwise, when I put it on there, it's going to be chrome. Because I'm going to put this on the inside, not the outside. If it's silver on the other side, then I'm not going to use it. And it's not, it's black. It's black, so that's perfect. So I will use this. It's just going to be a bit tricky. I may have to take it off and reapply a few times to get it to line up. But we'll see. Let's see how I do. I may wind up having to just paint it. If I can't get it to line up perfectly with the sticker, I might have to paint it. We will see. Convincing it to lay down in that proper spot is a bit of a challenge. I seem to have convinced it to go where it needs to go. Although it seems to be all right. Just need to get it to lay down everywhere. Seem to have gotten it. Good enough. There we go. We got our little band in there now. Okay. So that's that. Now we can grab J4. J was over here. J4 is this. And we need J5. Okay, there's J5. And I'm also going to need nothing else. J4 and 5. I'm not going to put the pilot in, because you guys know I don't do pilots. One thing I did actually find kind of funny, even back in the 80s when I used to watch this show, I used to find it strange how the cockpit is a cockpit like a normal F-14 kind of thing. Now it looks like there should be some detail on for the pilot, but they're not showing me. Oh, they are. Boom, 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 right there. Some decals, 23, 4, and 5 go right in there. Give me some detail on our dash. I just need to find them on here. Or are they over here? Nope, they're not over there. Here we go. 23, 24, and 25. 3, 4, 5. Okay. These are the kind of things that I don't know. I'm not a stickler about having water slide decals for these. It doesn't bother me if they're water slides on this spot or not. Because it's not a spot that you're really going to see very much, and you're never going to touch it. So the fact that that's a sticker and not a water slide, you're never going to know. You're never going to see it. Alright, let's put this back in there. It's crooked. That I do care about. There. let me get this set up, and you can see that detail on the dash, so that helps out. If I really wanted to go crazy, I could put gloss, put a clear coat on there so it looks shiny, but it's not that necessary. Going back to this, we're going to put this guy in first. So he's going to sit back like that, just like that. But before I put him in, I'm actually going to do some detail. I'm going to put a wash over it, especially over the back here. I think it makes sense to do that level of detail. Now obviously I got too much in there, so I basically just painted the whole thing black by doing that. So it's just a little too much. Now the way that is now, I don't mind it really. I think that's actually all right. Okay, put them back in. Okay, we take our dash, and how does it go? That it gets a lot of leg room. And then this goes on. Like that. All right. They're showing me something here. I don't know what they're talking about. I don't know what that means. I'm gonna have to grab my phone and translate that. This says view from above. So that's what that means. So they're looking at it like this, view from above. All right, very well. So I'm just about out of time. Are we finished? No, we're not. We're not finished. So although I'm not finished with the nose cone yet, I am finished for now. And so we'll continue on the nose next time. We get to use one of our little rods, it looks like, next time as we assemble more pieces. So that is basically what I have to tackle next time. And so that is where I'm going to leave it for now. And so there we go. We are getting somewhere. I still think that's funny how the nose spins. At least for now anyway. Once we get their side pieces on, it probably won't, but in any case, it's some of those things of detail. I think the landing gear obviously comes out like this, and that's where some detail, it would be good to have painted inside here, inside the landing gear bay, white, like you would see on a normal aircraft. Bandai being Bandai, I could take all this apart and paint that, right? I do have that option. So I might do it, I might not. I might just leave it. But yeah. So guys, that's what I need to finish up for today, and because I got to get going pretty quick here, and so that's where I'm going to leave it. I want to thank you guys for watching, and I want to thank you guys for your support. If you haven't already done so, hit that subscribe button down below. If you like this kind of stuff, hit that like button also. Leave me a comment. Let me know how you feel about this stuff. If you think this stuff is cool, if you don't, if you're like, hey, stop doing this kind of crap and get back to your airplanes and tanks, then, you know, let me know. Because I want to produce content that you guys actually want to watch, right? That's my whole thing. I want to show you guys how to do this stuff, and if I can help you and inspire you to do this stuff yourself, then my job's done, right? So anyway, I want to thank you guys again. Thanks for coming out, and yeah, that's going to be it for now, and we will see you all in the next one.